All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Gonna be touching on the top prop bets on both PrizePicks and Underdog today, but more of an emphasis on PrizePicks because it is Taco Tuesday day, which I like to refer to as Profit Day. But first, let's go ahead and get into a recap from yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty awesome day. Let's start with a little bit of what honestly felt like a bad beat. Kevin Huerter was at like 77% of the way there for his over fantasy score heading into half. And so that really did feel like a bad beat for that one missing. And that slip was a slight pivot off of one that I mentioned right before that, and I just didn't love it, and so I kind of switched it up and made that one for you guys. Again, very tilting there, but we did give this one out. This was the preview video the night before, ended up really crushing, and there really wasn't a big sweat in this one. I mean, these just absolutely crushed. Ended up going 2 for 2 on Underdog there as well. Then we just take a peek at kind of the prop bets that I gave out yesterday, again with the preview video for the 2 games that we have today. Let's just take a peek at where these are at right now. So RJ Barrett for 3.5 rebounds, that one is still there. And that's because the percent odds did drop a little bit, and we look at the projection data only at 2.9. So all in all, probably wouldn't have made this bet yesterday if we had these odds that we currently have. All in all, though, still not a terrible likelihood. I mean, 34 or 53.4% chance to hit. We'll take that still. And then we'll notice Jalen Brunson's prop line has been bumped up from 39. And then we look at Devin Booker. This is seemingly a really big edge where it has been bumped up from 45.5 to 47. So some pretty good edges were gained there. And we do have a plethora of games, sports to choose from. So let's go ahead and get into it. And yeah, guys, we've been on a little bit of a tear recently. I mean, the only bad day recently was Friday, Flex Friday, and I'm very thankful for that. Other than that, been profiting, I think, since Monday of last, whether that be on Underdog or PrizePicks. So hopefully we can keep up that hot stretch. Again, I always kind of say proceed with caution after a very good day because it's an odds thing that's due to come back down. But looking at right now, we are still getting Malik Beasley for the best under fantasy score, and I still don't know if I agree with that. He has been crushing with Jay Crowder and Pat Connaughton off the court, and that is something I kind of do expect to continue. And so all in all, this is probably going to be a spot that I choose to stay away from just because I mostly disagree with the data here. To me, this one kind of stands out like a sore thumb. He has been crushing the over fantasy score, and I think it's just rooted in the projected minutes, guys. Averaging about 27 minutes, projected to get 27 minutes. But if we look at it lately, like he has been getting heavy run. And all in all, I actually might bet the over here because, again, with those two off the court, Jay Crowder and Pat Connaughton, he's just been seeing a ton of minutes, thus the production has been there for him, and I just don't see why that wouldn't occur again in this game. From there, the next best bet that we have is actually going to be Nick Claxton for over 9 rebounds at about 54% likely to hit. And what's funny about that is going to be a Wednesday game, so I don't know if you guys want to use that or not. I probably don't mind that. Again, this is a Taco Tuesday video. You guys can place that bet for tomorrow and just have that sweat if you guys want. Obviously a very good bet. Josh Hart for over rebounds and assists. Again, this is kind of interesting given that the average sportsbook line would have it set at 7.9, but they would be heavily favoring the over there at that line. And so you kind of slightly adjust it down for the PrizePicks line of 8. We can see why it's set at 54% likely to hit there. Still a very good line that we're getting. I'll probably be betting the over there. Mikal Bridges for over 2.5 turnovers. Again, that's a game on a different slate. That's tomorrow. Grayson Allen for over fantasy score or under fantasy score is an interesting one as well. Simply because if Aaron Gordon were to sit, then I would see him having a tough time getting that over. And you can see his projected minutes are probably assuming that Eric Gordon is going to play. So if he sits, I could see this line flipping. Now, if he plays, Eric Gordon that is, then yeah, the under is probably going to be the most likely outcome there. And you guys are seeing that because Devin Booker, his fantasy score was bumped, he is less likely to get there, only about a 53% chance to hit. An interesting one I will say is going to be Chris Middleton for over his points, rebounds, and assists. This is one that did not work out in the last game, and I was a little bit surprised by the lack of minutes. To me, I thought he was going to start to get more minutes. Wait, did he get the over last game? No, he just missed out. And only 9 shot attempts because he didn't get the minutes. Again, in this game, you would kind of expect him to get closer to 27 minutes. I mean, they are still limiting his minutes, but all in all, my kind of assumption is that he's going to get over his projected minutes. And even if he only gets this projected minutes, he can still get there. My assumption, and we saw it last night, is that these players are going to play heavy minutes to try to, advance in this in-season tournament playoff format. And so he is a play that does make a lot of logical sense to then get the over there. And then that's kind of it for now, guys. I do want to take a quick peek at Underdog as well, NBA wise. It's twofold. Some people are coming in here for Taco Tuesday. Some people are coming in here to just get the prop bets for the hold. So I just want to highlight this real quick. We are going to see we're not getting that many good Underdog bets just yet. Like no good EV bets for NBA. Maybe that'll change when we get some fantasy score props. Really the best one potentially would be Brook Lopez for points, rebounds, and assists. We can see that PrizePicks has bumped this up to 18. So at 17.5, seemingly a small edge, but really all feels a little bit too thin there. So let's go ahead and move on into college basketball for PrizePicks. And oh wow, they just populated a lot more fantasy score props. So let me go ahead and refresh my data. You can see right off the bat, we are getting some decent edges there. And so yeah, I just refreshed the data. They did bump the Perry Brook points prop. Makes sense. But we are still getting Hunter Dickinson. We're going to see fantasy score for Noah under fantasy score. I like that. The projection data would have it set at about 25. Slight edge there. But the average sportsbook line would only have it set at 22. So that's seemingly going to be a pretty nice edge there. And then from there, the props that we are getting are all probably a little bit too thin. Like I'd be fine with the over rebounds here. That's pretty close. Same thing with this one. Like almost a 54% chance to hit. Again, the boards on Taco Tuesday are typically a little bit tighter for the whole day. So these will probably end up getting bumped just knowing how PrizePicks operates on Taco Tuesday. And then again, yeah, we'll just go and take a peek at Underdog as well. Underdog a little bit, no, kind of more of the same. One good EV bet there. The projection data does not agree with it though, so probably all in all just to stay away there. Let's go ahead and move on into NHL. Again, with NHL, the first thing I do when I get into this tool is move the slider, so we're only getting the EV bets in there. And so right now, we really aren't getting any that I would really want to go in on. Maybe Jack Hughes for over assists, but these other ones where they're basically being valued as pushes and the projection data actually doesn't agree with the tag, I'm going to be staying away from that, guys. To me, those are just not fruitful options for us. And that's kind of the case for the whole board, it seems like NHL-wise. Again, not shocking. We typically see these boards are a little bit tighter. NFL wise, maybe we have some edges here. Deontay Johnson for over 3.5 receptions. I'm fine with that. And then Allen Robinson under 1.5 receptions. Trubisky was targeting him a decent amount. I was like, what are you doing, buddy? But all in all, I think these are two fair ones that we could include on a PrizePicks Taco Tuesday slip. So with that, it does seem like we have to take a trip to the discrepancies tab to see if we are getting any other edges anywhere else. And no, we're not. Fun stuff there. Maybe shots attempted, but again, typically tight slates on Taco Tuesday. We're seeing that again. So getting into the bet of the day, guys, it is a tight board. I just want to keep echoing that. The edges that we gained last night, we're kind of losing out on right now. It seems like Josh Hart for over rebounds and assists at 8 is a good one. You guys probably noticed 2 nights ago, I missed out on a 6 for 6 slip because an NHL prop that was valued kind of as a push had an even line that ended up being a tie. And I typically just don't like to do props that could be pushes. And so I'm slightly worried that that could be a push and then we don't get the full payout. All in all, though, not the worst thing to have a push. We are seeing this is one of the better EV bets on the slate, if not the best one. This is the best under fantasy score prop that we have. Both the projection data and the average Vegas line is suggesting the under. And then I also went with this one as well. This one as well for under fantasy score. Again, a little bit thinner, but the projection data and then also the average sportsbook line data suggested that the under should be the way to go. And then I included this one there. I do think it is going to get bumped eventually, and this college basketball prop will probably get bumped eventually. I can't control that. That is the slate that we have right now. I don't want to give myself a plug necessarily, but if you guys head over to 9to5sports.com, click plans and pricing if you guys haven't signed up already. Take advantage of this cheat sheet. It is available for just $10 a month. Okay, just click on this and it'll pull up that board. That's going to be updating throughout the day to ensure that we are getting the best prop bets that we can possible. And just a reminder, my strategy is to bet, or my suggested strategy to people trying to build their bankroll on Taco Tuesday is to bet these top bets all individually with whichever taco is made available at that. That way, if you go 3 for 5 and all the tacos cash or something like that, you're doing pretty well and you're going to build your bankroll in the long term. All you have to do is hit 6 slips then on the day by doing that. So I think that's a good strategy. And if you guys don't get what I mean by that, on the closing video section here, it's going to be linked on the last video section right there. So check that out if you guys are confused by that. But that's going to be all for this video. Make sure to give a like and subscribe. Again, if you guys want access to the tools, head over to 9to5sports.com, available for just $10 a month. Thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.